Welcome back to Ben's Garage. In the garage, got the Range Rover here. If you watched our trip to the Pyrenees video, which is probably the last one I put out, you will know that we ended up with some restricted performance issues high up on the mountains. It only seemed to do it when we got above 2,000 metres, and it popped up P0232-22D, which is a Manifold Absolute Pressure issue. That can be a whole host of problems. So your map sensors can be out, clogged up, dirty, out of spec. You can have a boost leak somewhere on the inlet side of things. So you can have like your turbo boost hoses could be leaking. Common fault on these. Top hoses seem to split. There are other hoses on the engine, which I'll have a look in a minute. The inlet manifolds on these cars are all part of the rocker cover. That is a common issue, especially on the TD-V6, but it is happening on the TD-V8s as well. I'm not looking forward to having to change those if it is that. And everyone I see on the internet, you must fit genuine Land Rover rocker covers because otherwise they're crap. The other ones. But I can't afford. It's nearly €1,000 a side. We can't afford that at the moment. There are alternatives, and there's some reasonable make ones that I've found. But hopefully, we're not going to have to go down that route. Now, on the video, we did have a boost leak on one of the elbow hoses here on this side. We used the soapy water trick. So that's your map sensor. You got one there and one on the other side. So it's just a T25 Torx. Unplug the plug, and that should don't know if you can see them. They're fairly clean, really. That's the that side. And that's the other side. I am going to give them a bit of a clean up with some electrical contact cleaner. I've seen some people pull these out and they're absolutely clogged up with carbon and shite. This has the E-jars has been deleted off this. Ooh. Pretty much just soon after we got the car, and it's been a no issue whatsoever. It runs as clean as you like. The smoke test on every control technique, it is really clean, but it's a very low mileage engine, so I'm going to get some cleaner. Some people do it with brake cleaner, but I've got some electrical contact cleaner here, so I'm going to just grab that and we'll have a look at it. Now, it has got like a little bump, but I don't want to touch it with anything physical. I'm just going to spray this one and see what happens. Can't really tell any difference, to be honest. There are some little bits coming out of it. Let's just give this other one a second blast. Yeah, nothing drastic. Right, I'm going to put one of those back in and then we'll put the smoke tester on it and see if we can see any leaks up there. Fingers crossed. Now, I'm not sure if I might have come across something. The map sensors have been put in with two different sized screws. I don't know if you can see that. If I hold them up, one is longer than the other. You see that? So one of them isn't actually sitting tight in the thing. Now whether they was taken out when the EGRs were blanked, I don't know, but I can't see why they would need to, because that would have come out with all like the inlet, the throttle body housing at the top. You shouldn't have needed to take them out. But would Land Rover have done that from factory? Put in the wrong bolt? I wouldn't have thought so. So I'm going to put this one in so that holds that one tight, but we're still going to do the smoke test. Yeah, because I just tried putting that long one in, and the map sensor is rocking about in the thing still, so... I've not got my special chair out yet, I'll do that in a second. So that pulls that one down snug. Don't want to go too tight because it's only going into plastic. But that's nice and snug now. Whereas with this one, being the longer, that one being longer, that was rocking in the thing. I know it's got a seal on it, but when you've got a lot of boost pressure coming out of that, it wouldn't take a lot to go past that seal if it's not seated in the hole properly. So I either look for just a temporary fix. I might just use some washers on that for today. Let's just plug that back on so I don't forget it. Right, clunk click every trip. I'll switch the smoke on. We should start getting some smoke out there now. Here we go. Smoking. I'll pop it in that hole. That's tight now. It's getting a bit scorcho out here again today. Bloody hell. Yeah, can't find any leaks whatsoever. Now, the smoke machine does have like a little compressor in it, so it does build up pressure. So it's not like you're just putting smoke in and hoping that it comes out. There was absolutely no sign of any leak whatsoever. Perhaps I should have left it on there for a bit longer, I don't know. But that was into the inlet side of things. I put it in the map sensor. Now I don't know if that inlet tracked across the top with the throttle bodies is actually separated, so should I have... I'm just trying to think now. I might have to do it all again. Because the long bolt was on the passenger side. Obviously, we're right in the left-hand drive car. We're in France. The long bolt was on the left-hand side as you're looking at the engine. That would have been the loose one. So I really should have put it in there. Anyway, I'm going to try it now. I'm going to put the gap tool on it. So yeah, the bolt, now I don't know if the map sensors had to be taken out when the EGRs were blanked years ago, because you do have to sort of take all the wiring off, lift up a certain P. It's about an hour and a half's job to blank them off properly, and then it gets deleted out of the ECU. It's not been an issue at all. As you've seen on this channel, I have had some restricted performance issues related to boost pressure. And I checked all the actuators and everything, given them all a good spray up, and that was all that. I didn't even think to check map sensors. Now, obviously, the bolt was too long and it wouldn't tighten down, so the map sensor was sort of like loose in the hole. Now I'm just thinking, when you get the engine on boost and the turbos are spinning up, you've got a lot of pressure. With the map sensors not sitting all the way down in it, they have got like a little O-ring, but with the map sensor being able to move about like that, could boost be leaking out, or would that give a false reading and then upset the balance of things? Anyway, I've done a bit of a temporary bodge, because if they did have their map sensors out, Christ knows where the right bolt is, somewhere on there. It threads into the hole all right, it's just too long and it doesn't tighten the map sensor down, so I've put a few washers under it. That's tightened up now. So I'm just going to get the car out, I'm going to put the gap tool on it. The smoke tester is fantastic. I'll put a link to that in the description if you want one. People do make their own, but I'll say that was sent to me and it's been a fantastic bit of kit. Just clip it on the battery, fill it up with baby oil, and away you go, basically. So yeah, I'm now thinking where the throttle body's bolt on and it goes either side, I'm wondering if that is got a blanking plate down the middle to keep them separate. Otherwise, why would you need two map sensors? So I should have put it in the other hole as well. Anyway, I'm going to check the gap tool now. Yes, I don't know if you saw any of that on the thing. I did say that was going to be the outro, but I thought I'd just do a little bit of spiel. All the numbers seem to go up and down together. The manifold pressure, the boost pressure, the airflow meters, and the manifold absolute pressure error all seem to be going up and down together. Now, there is a bit I've put at the start of the video where I had the Launch X431 Pro Elite on it, showing all those figures, what it was like before, but I didn't drive it up the road. I just sat here revving it up and they were slightly out. We might have got to the bottom of why that was. So if you think that's the reason why it was doing it, but only at high altitude, let me know in the comments. I know obviously the air pressure is slightly different at 2,000 meters than what it is. We're about 370 meters above sea level here, and we don't really have that much elevation around us. We have ups and downs, but I think Limoges is the highest at about 600 and something meters. But say when we came down below 2,000 meters while we was away, it didn't have any issues whatsoever. It drove perfectly normal. But yeah, that might have just been enough to upset the things, the balance, and put the parameters slightly out of what the car can tolerate. It has been suggested that the remap might have caused it, because the remap is done at like a base level setting at sea level, and obviously we're up quite a bit higher. But I think that obviously we had that boost leak on the pipe, and then that map sensor being loose might have played a part. So fingers crossed, we might have cracked it. Catch you in the next video. Bye for now.